gang, Chalice here. Alright, stop that groaning. And we have another episode today. This will be episode 2. And a little bit of administration to do. Please, please, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe. And also, while you're at it, hit the little bell thingy. That way you'll be noticed when I upload something. So please do that. I'd really appreciate it. And as you can see, I have got a new mic. So hopefully it'll sound better, or at least if it sounds awful, it's not the mic. But anyway, so I have not made any plans about what to talk about on any particular episode. A lot of it is just what comes to mind. And I think since I'm having a class on Tuesday nights that is going to be over in a few weeks, I think I'll use that time to make these video logs. So, which will be once a week for now at least, because it's not an easy production. And those who do this all the time, I feel for them, because it's really, to keep up with it, it is a full-time job. And of course, you have to get paid full-time money. And people work, I mean, they work 12 hours and so on these, not to mention the production. So it's a lot of work. So right now I only do once a week, I think, or if I get free time. And after a while, if I get enough following, I might even go live, which would be a lot more fun, and you get to see all the mistakes that I will be cutting out when I do the editing. So anyway, I actually have a lot to talk about. You should hear me during the day making comments and such. Then when I get to record them, I can remember nothing. But I do know quite a bit about a lot of things, but I know a lot about nothing. So not very in depth. There are a lot of people who do deep dives on pretty much anything you can think of, and far superior than me. But I've got to do this anyway. And you'll never get anywhere if you don't start. So here's my start. Alright, so here we go with the topic for this little log. Going back to the law, let's get on the Constitution and the Supreme Court. How many people have been told that, whatever the Supreme Court says is the law of the land? Roe versus Wade, that's considered to be the law of the land. It is not the law of the land. It is only an opinion for that particular case. Yes, we do have precedent, which is also another dangerous thing, because when you get stuck on precedent, you suppress anything else. The precedent stands as is, and that's all you can do. Well, life isn't like that. People aren't like that. You can't have things written in stone when the stones keep moving. So it's precedent is nearly an evil thing. Yes, it's nice to have consistency. If you rob a store, you're gonna get penalized. But for things that affect rights, especially, and how society functions, you cannot. Precedent is not a good thing. So like the decision in Roe v. Wade, it is considered precedent, considered the law of the land. It is not. The Constitution itself never gave the Supreme Court the power to rule. Otherwise, then we have an oligarchy of 9 people wearing black robes sitting on a bench in a position that is superior to others. And that is totally the opposite of how it was supposed to work. So the supreme law of the land really is actually and truly the Constitution. And it says so in the Constitution. We adopted this Constitution, and the politicians, the people in government positions, have sworn an oath to support the Constitution. And so for them to do anything that is against the Constitution is a violation of their oath, and they are thus forsworn. which means nothing they can say means anything because their word is no good. But anyway, in case you, a lot of people in law, they've been taught that, the Supreme Court is the law of the land, the statutes are the law of the land, case decisions could be the law of the land, but it's not true. And there are those who think that if a statute or an act or a bill goes through Congress, gets approved by Congress, gets signed by the president, and then becomes enacted law, that's automatically good law. No, it isn't. The Constitution itself tells you that only laws that are in pursuance to what the Constitution says, to the compact provided in the Constitution, can be law. And anything that is not in such pursuance cannot be law, and in fact has to be made void. It is invalid and has no force. And anything that passed through that way must be voided and go back to the point as though there were no law passed at all. These you find out in the Federalist Papers. Even Hamilton said so, and he's a big government guy. But numerous folks back then wrote in the Federalist Papers that there is no way that what the Supreme Court says can be the law of the land. It is the Constitution. And by the way, now that we're talking about the Federalist Papers, those when you take law classes, you find out how do you interpret things that are not clear. First of all, the Constitution is fairly clear, but if you want more, then you go back to what the parties to the document, what they said in official chambers or in official writings, what they meant by how they made the document. So the Federalist Papers are those backups. The Federalist Papers can be used as a source to help interpret anything that is not clear in the Constitution. So it's a valid rule of construction. So there are numerous Federalist Papers. I don't really quite know how to pull things up on the website and then show them here, but they're there, and along with the Constitution. I have my little Constitution book, which is backwards because I got the screen reversed, but it does say right here that the Constitution and the laws of the United States, comma, which is a phrase that is separated, so the Constitution and the laws, which shall be made in pursuance thereof. So, what it says is that the laws that are made in pursuance thereof, and the treaties, I'll skip over the treaties part, shall be the supreme law of the land. So there you have it right here. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, shall be the supreme law of the land. Not the Supreme Court. Not the Supreme Court decisions or our opinions, which are only opinions. And one of the few purposes of the Supreme Court, and I think I mentioned this before, one of the few purposes of the Supreme Court is to issue an opinion on whether a particular law or proposed bill is constitutional. Other things they can do is disputes that arise between the states, and disputes that arise from one person, from a person in a state disputing with another state. But we won't get into that part yet. That's all defined in Article, in case you wanted to go, Article 3. What this court is allowed to do, and it says so right there in Section 2. So the supreme law of the land is not what those people in black robes tell you it is. It is what the Constitution says. And anything that is made that it goes against what the Constitution says, or in opposition to, or is not defined or allowed in the Constitution cannot be law. And we can go back to administrative law too. There is nothing in the Constitution that says Congress, in their laws, have the authority to delegate any lawmaking responsibility to anyone else or any other entity, which includes the administrations or agencies. Any agency that is formed, most of them are not lawful anyway. But beside that, the statute, no statute can delegate the authority to make law to the agencies. Only the Congress can make the laws. This is this is a problem, and this is a problem with the administration, with the agencies, that they can make their own laws. And like I've said before, agencies can only make policy within their agency. They cannot make policy to the general public. And so, but I've discussed that before. So, briefly, the supreme law of the land is the Constitution, and any law that's made in pursuance to the Constitution. This is that's the supreme law, not Supreme Court opinions. So I think I'll stop here for today and get on to my other tasks. I just want to get back in touch so people wouldn't think I've disappeared, or I'm not gonna. I did a couple uploads and then that's it. She's gone. No, I'm here. It just takes a little time, and I will work on a regular schedule. But for now, it's just when I get a chance. So this is a chance I've had today. Please, again, I ask you to check the check the like, hit the like button. Sorry, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and ring the little bell. So have a wonderful day, and until next time, this is Chalice saying goodbye. And as always, stay courageous.